My name is Bob Ehresman. I'm KV4PC, Kilo Victor 4, Papa Charlie. I'm a member of the Huntsville Amateur Radio Club. I'm the president of K4MIE at the Signals Museum here in town. We have a little ham shack inside the facility that we got on an ARDC grant. I'm also
That's great. They do good work.
Right. I'm also the radio astronomy coordinator at Von Braun Astronomical Society.
Oh, awesome.
We also got an ARDC grant there.
Okay.
To set up some small backyard radio astronomy equipment. But here, this is, a project of Athens State University.
Okay.
And
Athens is, so I'm from Texas, so Athens State is right here in...
It's about 30 minutes west of here.
Okay.
Athens State University is the oldest continuously operating university in Alabama. A lot of them closed for the Civil War.
Oh, okay.
ASU did not. Dr. Wayne McCain here in the tan hat.
Okay.
This is one of his mini projects.
Okay.
We are building a 3U CubeSat. There's a model,
nice.
A model of it over there. This 3U CubeSat will carry a very low frequency receiver.
Okay.
The intention of this is to receive VLF outside of the ionosphere. There's not been a lot of work done with that, and most of it has been done on the space station, which is not the best radio environment.
Gotcha. So is that going to have a transponder that hams will be able to use as well?
Yes, and we haven't, our default is an APRS transponder, but we're hoping to talk to the guys next door over here about getting an LT1 on it.
Nice.
We got plenty of room, and we're overpowered in terms of solar panels and battery for your typical 3U CubeSat. So we think that would make it more attractive for the amateur radio community.
Sure.
We're planning to downlink our science telemetry on 70 centimeters, and we'd like for a lot of people to collect it, like maybe the SatNogs network. We're hoping to get an NSF grant to expand the SatNogs network.
Okay.
There's not a lot of stations in Africa, for instance, or Pacific Islands. Most of them are clustered in Europe or North America.
Gotcha. So what do you think the, howdy, sir. What do you think the launch date will be?
Mid-year 2026. We're on a new carrier out of Cocoa called Viaspace.
Okay.
They're doing an experimental rocket that uses 3D printed fuel pellets.
Interesting.
The idea is that the shape of the pellets make for an efficient burn and also leave plenty of space inside the engine for liquid oxygen to get through. So they're building a throttleable solid rocket motor.
Very cool. Very cool.
And we're one of their first payloads.
Okay. So I'm sure folks can hear this chirping that's going on. Can you talk a little bit about what's going on here?
All right. So we're listening to Scotty 2 slow scan TV.
Okay.
Which is being produced by the little white model of a 1U CubeSat. It's got the Fox boards in it. Scotty 2 is one of the built-in software capabilities. The model has a TV camera. It takes a still, and then it spends roughly a minute downloading the image over Scotty 2.
Okay.
We got a telephone, a smartphone here with like Robot 36 on it to decode the pictures.
Yep.
And there's a 70 centimeter radio in the model, and we've got a Bofang there receiving.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's all very cool. But when I walked into the auditorium, what caught my attention were these massive Yagis that you guys have on your trailer. Can you tell me a little bit about
Right.
those?
Oh, all right. So the antennas that we've got up there, we have a Super Leo pack from antennas and amplifiers.
Okay.
They're a company out of Serbia that makes, in my opinion, really good stuff. I've put together an M square, and I think these are frankly better made, easier to assemble. Every part is labeled, so you know exactly which dock to put an individual element on by the numbers.
Gotcha.
The Super Leo pack has about an 18-foot boom, and it's 66 elements. When we're on top of the trailer and we have a short mast, we only put up 3/5 of the antenna.
Okay. Now, is that a Yaesu rotor there?
Yeah, G5500. We're
Okay.
controlling it with the CSN Technology sat box,
Nice.
which produces this user interface over a web browser. It works best with Chrome, in my opinion. To connect this to the STEMSat 1 project, this is basically our initial ground station. We're hoping to get high schools and middle schools and maybe some colleges around to also set up ground stations as like educational projects.
Sure.
We're going to write grants and try to help find money for that kind of thing.
So you're working with Dan White over at Satnogs a little bit as well?
Not yet, but we're hoping to get a good relationship with them. We'll certainly write a dashboard for our satellite that's compatible with their network. But we're very interested in seeing if we can find some money to get some stations in sparsely covered parts of the world.
Yeah.
ASU has relationships with other educational institutions in Africa, for instance, and we think that it's possible that we can send a care package out and get it set up and on the network.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. So can we take a look inside the trailer?
On the immediate right, we have a geochron. The date on it is wrong. We didn't program it this morning.
That's all right.
And we haven't updated the software in about 2 weeks. But the next monitor, we have a Green Cube terminal and sound modem for Green Cube up. You'll see the G5500 control box sitting on top of a power supply, and we've got a 7300 and a 9700 on the desk. You'll notice a Howl Pro 7 for
your headset
audio. Down on the floor, we've got a PTT pedal.
Okay.
The sat box is right here, and that's really kind of
the magic. That's where it happens.
A key component, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm sure your audience knows about the SAT, but I'll state that it contains a Raspberry Pi. It will cat control your radio and do Doppler compensation, and it will run Yaesu rotors and ICOM radios, but it's probably the best match for 9700. It also has external relay controls in case you need to change from right to left-hand circular polarization or switch between vertical and horizontal linear polarization.
Yeah, that's an impressive mobile station for sure. Well, Bob, thanks for sharing this with me. Thanks for taking the time. I appreciate it.
Let me show you one other.
Sure. All right, what do we got here?
We just bought a 10-meter dish.
You just, for the school just bought a 10-meter dish, or the club?
It's probably going to wind up at Von Braun Astronomical Society, but that's not set in stone yet. We have to go collect it from South Bend, Indiana. It was a project by Silent Key, and his heirs would rather have it be put to use than scrapped.
That is going to be fun. You guys are going to have some fun with this.
Yeah, so we'll be looking for we'll be looking for funds to get this thing stood up. It'll be configured to be both a radio telescope and an EME station.
Very good, very good. Well, that is awesome.
The Athens State University trailer was a great addition to what I am dubbing Satellite Corner at the Huntsville Hamfest. It is amazing to see all of the ambition and great work of Dr. Wayne McCain and all the contributing teams in support of amateur radio satellites and STEAM education in general. Folks, if you enjoyed this, please consider subscribing, and don't forget to hit the thumbs up and leave me a comment. I love to hear from those watching the videos. All right, folks, until next time, 7-3.